Taking credit cards for your business as a photographer. What do you need to know? Hi, I'm Brian Glenn with Phototip Obsession. Today I'm going to go over basically how to take credit cards for your business as a photographer, and I'm going to talk about the solution that was right for me. Now, the solution that's right for me isn't going to be right for everybody. There's no one solution that's right for everybody. It's going to depend on several different variables and factors. The first of which is, how exactly do you take credit cards for your particular business? There are basically two ways to take them, in person or not. These are called card present or card not present transactions. Now that's important to know because you get charged a different rate for each type of transaction. The credit card companies want to make as much money off of you as possible. Basically, you have a major credit card company that's lending their services to a financial institution like a bank or a credit union, and they're the one that are actually issuing you the card. Now, it's a middleman situation. The customer has the credit card. You as the vendor are taking the credit card. Somebody has to pay a convenience fee, and that's the vendor. The vendor is paying a percentage and often some other rate mixed in somewhere in order to take a credit card. Why do we pay the rate? Why do we bend over for this? Because it's convenient. Because a lot of times, especially as photographers, we're selling things that are thousands of dollars. Most of the time, clients don't have big chunks to throw down. If you're selling wedding services and you're selling a $5,000 package, you're at the very least going to be splitting that up into multiple payments. Oftentimes, one or more of those payments is going to go on a credit card, especially if you're taking a 50% down. Bride's daddy might be paying for it. Who knows? Credit cards can be very important and very helpful in sales because it can help you as a sales tool. You can, by taking credit cards, offer more expensive products, get a certain clientele in that you may not have if you don't take credit cards. If you're only catering to people that have cash or big chunks in their account, you're limiting yourself. That's the bottom line. So even though, yes, it costs you money one way or another in order to take the plastic, it is a sales tool. It can help you. Now, you can get that money back by raising your prices a little bit. Don't make the mistake of charging a fee to pay by credit card. That goes against the terms of use for all the credit card companies, and it can get you denied. So all it takes is one complaint from the consumer if they were charged that, or if they know you charge that way, and you're in trouble. The loophole around that is to raise your prices globally and then offer a cash discount. And that's kind of how the gas stations that advertise a cash or credit price get around it. The higher price is always a credit price, and you get a discount if you pay by cash. So, for whatever reason, they don't have a problem with doing it that way. So if you're going to do that, most people don't bother and they just eat the charge. They just raise their prices. They don't bother with two different levels or any of those gimmicks. Consumers really hate that kind of confusion. Keep it simple. That's a real basic business law. So anyway, how do you do it? Like I said, you're going to get charged one way or the other. Some companies make it a lot more complicated than it needs to be. The old school way was you bought or leased physical equipment to slide your card through, and then you were charged a service fee for whoever you were connecting to process the payment and then transfer the money to you, and they took a chunk out of that. Those companies are still around, but honestly, they are dinosaurs. They are going out the window. Your bank may still be operating that way. The simpler options are companies like PayPal, which I actually don't recommend for many other reasons, but PayPal really started to simplify things, and other companies have come in and really ridden their coattails. Now, the solution that I've ended up with is a company called SquareUp. SquareUp is specifically for mobile devices. They're not available on all mobile devices. They're prominent for iPhones and iPads. I'm not even sure if they're available yet for Android or Windows Phone. But for one important reason, I don't think that matters too much. Even though Apple has a fairly large chunk of the market. I believe the iPhone is about 40% of smartphones total in the US. I believe that percentage is much higher for business owners, especially people in the wedding industry. I can't think of too many other wedding professionals in my area, in the Tampa area at least, that I know. I'm talking 100 plus. I know personally. I know what phones they have. I would say conservatively 9 out of 10 of them use an iPhone, either a 4 or a 4S at the moment. So this video is really geared specifically towards photographers, business owners as photographers. I think that's really speaking as a core to iPhone people. And SquareUp is really, in my opinion, the very best choice for the iPhone, but also in general. There are some other options that are very, very close for other devices. There is a similar service and device for Blackberries, if any of you are still on Blackberries. I know a couple people that are. I'm sorry. I can't think of anything major for Android right now, but maybe there's something out there. Maybe something through QuickBooks. Anyway, the way SquareUp works is insanely simple compared to all those old, stupid ways. You have this piece. It's called a dongle, and it plugs into the headphone port of your phone, and it operates as a communication port. Basically, this is a card reader. This is all it takes. It's just a magnetic stripe reader in here. It's for your card. Slides through. You don't even need this. This is for card present transactions. And like I said earlier, you get charged 2 different rates. The lower rate is for card present transactions, and to me, I think it's just a way for them to charge more and get more money out of us for absolutely nothing. They claim that card present transactions have a lower fraud rate, so they can charge less for it, or conversely, they charge more for card not present transactions because of the increased fraud rate. So the difference between them is about 1% difference. They're very low rates to begin with from Square. If you have a card present transaction, if you're reading the card through the reader, you have the person in front of you, I believe it's 2.5%. It's going to change over the years, so as I'm making this video, it might not be relevant a year or two from now, but right now the difference between them is about 1%, 2.5 to 3.5. Very low. And that's it. That is all there is to it. There are no monthly fees. There's no equipment. This is completely free, 100%. You sign up for an account online at squareup.com. They mail you this in just a few days. I think it took under a week, including the weekend. I got this. If you need it right away, if you need it today, you can even go to the store, buy this for $10, and they reimburse you the full $10 as an account credit. So it's still free, but you can get it right now. I believe Best Buy sells it. I believe Staples and Office Depot sell it. Go to their site. They'll tell you the retailers that actually have it in stock. But the point is, if you need it today, you can pick it up today and be swiping cards as soon as you get it out of the package. And it's free after the rebate. So basically, to use it on the iPhone, which is what I use, I don't use an iPad yet. I say yet because I'm kind of waiting until the iPad 3 comes out. I want to see what else they've done to it. I haven't really found a good way to make it a useful business tool as far as paying itself back. I don't really buy things unless they're going to make me money. So if it's just a fun toy, if it's cheap, I might get it, but iPad, that's not cheap. So it's got to really make me some money. I do not operate any kind of retail store. I have my phone everywhere. The iPad doesn't do anything I can't do on the iPhone right now that I do. You may feel differently. You might have a retail operation, and I'll go into that in a second. But for me, the iPhone is just fine, and it does everything with SquareUp that I possibly need. So all you do is launch the SquareUp app, and you come up to a screen where you can enter the amount, and all you do is type in the amount that you are going to charge, and if you have the card, this isn't my credit card, this is actually my Canon Professional Services card, since I don't feel like my credit card information being on the internet. You swipe the card through, it reads it, and it will give you a signature page for the person to sign with their finger, and you're done. It authorizes the card. It emails or text messages them a receipt. Couldn't ask for anything simpler. Now, if you don't have a card, if you're not operating with the dongle, say you're taking an internet order, or like I do most of the time, a phone order. Real simple. You put in the amount, type in your description of what it is, if you want some notes, and of course I get a text message in the middle of the video. But anyway, we put in our amount. We then manually key in the card number. We just type card number, put it in, put in the expiration date, the security code, and we just click authorize. And then when the signature page comes up, you just write with your finger, phone, or internet, or whatever as a note, to let the SquareUp company know that this was a phone order and there is no signature needed. And that's it. The money is instantly charged off the card into your SquareUp account, and the next day is direct deposited into your bank account that you've assigned to the service. Now, initially, when you first sign up for an account, a lot of people complain about this, but they simply haven't read. So, RTFM people, when you sign up for a SquareUp account, there is no limit to the amount you can charge for card present transactions. There never is. For card not present transactions, when you first get the account, there is a $1,000 per week limit to how much you can run through. In order to get that lifted, all you have to do is call them. I believe they might even have something on their site right now to do it online. But all you do is contact them and verify your business information. And guess what? Poof, no limit. So you're good to go. That's it. Really cool. I love SquareUp. It's a simple device. I have this in my camera bag. If I ever need it, pop it on, run a card, done. It's really nice because it gives you an instant receipt. You can send it to yourself, you can send it to the client, whatever you need to do. So it's a really nice point of sale device. Now that takes me into using it on the iPad. This is a really, really cool program and application for the iPad because it not only does everything here, it makes the iPad into a full-on point of sale device. They have stands for it. It has inventory. You can, just like setting up a regular cash register, you can set up everything about it. They even have cash drawers. So it turns it into a full computer point of sale device. Still with this as the card reader, still with all the free Square service. All of it's free. Works great. So like I said, the SquareUp service has been right for me, for my business purposes, depending on the device you're using, if you're mobile or not, if you have a retail store or not, how much cash register type stuff you need or not. That's going to depend on what service is right for you. If you need a much more robust service, if you have multiple cash registers, if you have multiple locations, it might behoove you to go through your business bank. Maybe they have a special where you can get some free card readers or processing machines. And more than likely, if you're going over a certain amount per month, you're going to want to go that route simply because their processing rates can be much lower for the larger amounts. I don't process that much. Maybe 10,000, 15,000 a year right now. That's it on credit cards. Most of my business is on checks. And that's fine by me. It's still easy. It's still the cheapest way to go. But I like to have the option. I like to offer it. Now, if you're a retail operation, if you're doing $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, if you have regular credit card charges all coming through and you need the savings, yes, go to a different option because 2.5% to 3.5% adds up pretty quickly. And the regular bank rates can be well under 1.5%. So check out all your options from your bank. You're going to have to run your own numbers. But if you're just taking them occasionally, if you just need the quickest, simplest option, if you're on an iOS device, definitely check out SquareUp. I hope all of this has helped. If you have any questions, please go ahead and comment here. hit up the forums, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of people here with other avenues of advice, and I'll help if I can. We'll see you next time.